Welcome, once again, to the second chapter of The Curse of the Hags, commonly known as The Curse of Strahd, also known as An Adventure of Four Unlikely Heroes. We are now in Chapter 2, A Ghoulish, TPK. Wukong, our rogue, looks around and thinks to himself, kind of scary, but nobody's died yet. Slurdak directs Gaxim to a bathroom. This dark room contains a wooden tub with clawed feet, a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it, and a barrel under a spigot in the east wall. A cistern on the roof, used to collect rainwater, which was borne down a pipe to the spigot. However, the plumbing looks as if it hasn't worked in eons. Slurdax, our Ganassi mage, takes careful note of how the second-floor kitchen was spotless, and new while this is decayed and old. Seeing nothing of value, Marion, the cleric, opens the door to the south. Dusty shelves line the walls of this room. A few of the shelves have folded sheets, blankets, and old bars of soap on them. A cobweb-covered broom of animated attack leans against the far wall. The cleric enters further into the room, and the broom attacks. Marion misses and retreats. Wukong, seeing no angle of attack, moves away and says to Gaxim, "Your turn." "Kill Strahd!" Gaxim cries and misses. Mariam casts Toll the Dead, but the construct is unaffected. Slurdax casts Produce Flame, and Strahd singes. He is disappointed to see that, unlike in the academy, the broom does not move to clean the room. Wukong hits with his bow. Gaxim misses. Marion tries his cantrip again and does 5 points of damage, destroying the boom. "You strong! You killed broom!" Wukong sighs. For there is no treasure. He then turns to Slurdax. "Hey, Brains, can you tell Braun where to go?" Slurdax runs into a suite. Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom and an adjoining nursery. Double doors set with panes of stained glass pull open to reveal a balcony overlooking the front of the house. All of a sudden, a spectre screams at the barbarian. Wukong fires his arrow and misses. Gaxim is confused, having never seen a spectre. "Why firing bow?" Wukong is horrified. "That will kill Wukong! Wukong is Gaxim's friend!" "Wukong, not Gaxim friend!" Marion enters and has a critical miss. Slurdax casts Tasha's hideous laughter. The spectre, from screaming at the party, angrily laughs hideously as it continues its assault. "Couldn't you have used Firebolt?" screams Wukong. Gaxim is not helpful. He makes a poor tactical decision. Marion hits the laughing spectre for 3 glorious points of damage. The spectre misses the war cleric. Slurdax misses as well. Wukong glares. "Gaxim, you are in the worst possible tactical position." He attempts to flank the spectre, succeeds and hits. Gaxim does as well. Marion rejects the idea of necrotic damage and swings his scythe and hits the spectre. The spectre attacks for 6 points of damage. The spectre tries to move away. Slurdak casts Produce Flame, but misses. Wukong's arrow flies past the spectre. "White ghost!" Wukong nods at the barbarian. The barbarian throws an axe. The spectre brings Slurdak to unconsciousness, but the mage resists the soul force sucking. Wukong walks up to the spectre and kills it. Everyone takes a short rest. "Wukong, werewolf!" "Through here." Gaxim heads onto a balcony outside. He then comes in and sees Marion searching for something against the wall. Gaxim helps her search and finds a secret door. Before heading through the secret door, Marion investigates the room next to the balcony. It is a nursery. The nursery contains a crib covered with a hanging black shroud. When the characters part the shroud, they see a tightly wrapped, baby-sized bundle lying in the crib. Marion unwraps the blanket, finding nothing inside it. At this point, our Ganassi fire mage, Slurdax, makes the connection that the missing baby is the baby that Rose and Thorn said was missing. The party also realizes that this dead or missing baby is what the letter from Strahd von Tsarevich referred to. Gaxim goes upstairs and arrives in the attic. This bare hall is choked with dust and cobwebs. Gaxim charges south into a dust-choked room that contains a slender bed, a nightstand, a small iron stove, a writing desk with a stool, an empty wardrobe, and a rocking chair. A smiling doll in a lacy yellow dress sits in the northern window box. cobwebs draping it like a wedding veil. Wrexham marches into the storage room. This dusty chamber is packed with old furniture, chairs, coat, racks, standing mirrors, dress, mannequins, and the like, all draped in dusty white sheets. Near an iron stove underneath one of the sheets is an unlocked wooden trunk containing the skeletal remains of the nursemaid, wrapped in a tattered bedsheet stained with dry blood. Strahd sees the woman and realizes it was this woman was stabbed to death by multiple knife wounds. Soon, they all realize that the specter was the woman who appears to have been the nursemaid. As the mage explores the room, a magical door materializes in the northeast corner. Slurdax looks into that area behind the door and sees a stairwell that goes down. Gaxim will have none of that and charges into a spare, web-filled bedroom in the attic containing a slender bed, a nightstand, a rocking chair, an empty wardrobe, and a small iron stove. The door next to the spare room is locked. Wukong smilingly unlocks the door and encourages Gaxim to enter. This room contains a bricked-up window flanked by two dusty wood-framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its side, and a dollhouse that's a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which they stand. These furnitures are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are two small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the two cradles a stuffed doll that they recognize. The stuffed doll is the same as the one Marion has. The girl smiles at Marion, who asks, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" "I am Rose, and this is Thor. Our parents locked us up here to protect us from the monster in the basement. Then they didn't come back for us, and we died." They both smile. "Please don't go." Marion and Gaxim leave. Gaxim charges down the stairs because he believes that is where the wolves are. The stairs go down, 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 down. As Gaxim enters this dungeon, while the rest follow, he hears an eerie, incessant chant echoing throughout. Marion directs the party to the north and then to some quarters. A wooden table and 4 chairs stand at the east end of this room. To the west are 4 alcoves containing moldy straw pallets. Wukong inspects the bed. "Gaxim is our leader," says Wukong. "And our meat shield." Gaxim leads into a room with a well and more quarters. 4-foot diameter well shaft with a 3-foot-high stone lips defends 30 feet to a water-filled cistern. A wooden bucket hangs from a rope and pulley mechanism bolted to the crossbeams above the well. Marion tastes the water, and it does not taste of sulfur. It is quite potable. The quarters they are in have chests that are locked. Gaxim offers to smash them. Wukong objects. When he fails to unlock, "Gaxim, smash!" The fork smashes the chest. Wukong opens the remaining locks. The party continues to the south. The ghastly chanting heard earlier gets discernibly louder as they head west down the tunnel. Gaxim falls into a trap. Wukong sees the half-orc prone with 3 spikes in his body. "We should rethink the whole idea of Gaxim being in front." The group heads west. Marion insists that they go down the stairs until they realize that the ghostly chants are below, so they head south. The ghostly chanting heard throughout the dungeon is noticeably louder to the north. Then, when Gaxim reaches the midpoint of a 4-way tunnel intersection, 4 ghouls rise up out of the ground and attack. By the end of combat, our heroes are down 1 rogue, 1 barbarian, and a considerable quantity of hair. The rogue clings to life, even though the ghoul who he was attacking him started to chew off his skin. The pain he will feel will be enormous. And after this combat, Slurdax realizes that the ghouls must have been former members of the cult, called the Priests of Osibus. A reference to that cult was found in the secret room in the library. The clothes of the ghouls, he realizes, are those of the cultists. It is possible, he thinks, that the chambers found earlier were the quarters of the now dead cultists.